and it escalates in the region, what's the economic impact going to be? Are we going to see another rush to safety with the gold and the dollar, or could it cause even greater problems?
Well, I think the immediate effect would be on the price of oil, and that would be followed by gold and silver and commodities. The stock market would go down. I would think that the bond market, which would usually be somewhat buoyant, would probably be relatively unchanged. The U.S. government will be in the markets trying to manipulate them, as they always do now, legally. And so it'll be a hard fight for commodities, gold and silver, to move up, but they will. And they're going to try to save the Wall Street market and the bond market, which is 100 times bigger. And that won't last very long. I think they'll go down, and the yields will increase on bonds, because that's a very, very difficult event. You know, they continue to use the ability to use lightning strikes and large amounts of munitions to accomplish what they want to do. And if they do attack Iran, and they don't have Iran in a difficult position within 2 or 3 weeks, that could last for years. And maybe Russia and China might get involved. We don't know. And so, yes, they probably will do that. When they will do it, I don't know. But it's on the plate for a long time. And a lot of people have projected different date periods, and they've all been wrong, obviously. And you shouldn't do that, because you don't know. I mean, unless you work for the Mossad or the CIA. And so you'll just have to be happy with the projection that it's going to happen in all probability, but we don't know when. But over the next year looks like a possible time.
Now, I saw an interesting video earlier this week, and it got a lot of attention, and that was Peter Schiff representing the, quote, 1%. He went down to Occupy Wall Street, and he basically confronted the protesters, and he was saying, look, you know, I've got a company that employs 150 people. How many people do you employ? And he was trying to make the point to them that many of the Occupy Wall Street protesters are calling for solutions that would not target the super rich elite, but would cripple the American middle class and middle class businesses by supporting this Warren Buffett tax plan, which is also advocated by the Obama administration, which wouldn't even affect the top 1% who all hide their wealth in offshore accounts. It would affect the American middle class and real businesses that employ American people. Bob, if you could go down there to Occupy Wall Street, what would you say to these protesters who in many cases are arguing for solutions that would lead to more draconian, worse economic conditions for most American citizens than is already the case? What would you say to Occupy Wall Street?
It doesn't work. And their manifesto of answers looks like it was written by Karl Marx. But that's only the segment that is running the thing. You have there's an equal amount of people now participating that are telling people who are there that doesn't work, and here's why it doesn't. And we got to get rid of the Fed Reserve, and yes, Wall Street are a bunch of criminals. I mean, we just had a company go under yesterday, and they're missing $1 billion or $1.25 billion or $700 million. And this sort of thing goes on frequently. And so, yes, there has to be changes at Wall Street. And the changes have to start with the SEC and the CFTC, the regulatory arms of the government, because they just do what the government tells them to do. And the big firms very seldom get touched. And if anything, they might get a fine and have their hands slapped when they're stealing billions of dollars. It's incredible. And so the thing started off being funded by people, I think, who wanted it to turn into a confrontation which would lead to violence and then martial law. That's what I think they were up to. And that's why a lot of those old-time communists are in there, some of whom I met and know from the 60s. And they've been neutralized. I think the public has gotten into the ranks, and they've neutralized it to a great extent. And I'm happy about that.
Okay, we're going to go to the break shortly, but going to come back with Bob Chapman for the final segment. Again, I want to direct people to InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com. We're in the final 10 minutes of the donation drive today. Again, as I've said before, we're not funded by George Soros. We're not funded by the Carnegie Institute. We don't get handouts from these kind of people. We're completely funded by our listeners and our readers, and this is how we've been able to challenge the establishment media, particularly over the past 2 years with building the TV studio and reaching more people than ever. We get more traffic to Infowars.com than MSNBC.com, for example, which of course is funded by General Electric, and we're not, which is why we need your support. But that just illustrates really how many people we've been able to reach on an independent media platform that does not get handouts from NGOs or billionaire philanthropists, as many of the leftist foundation websites do, like MoveOn.org, Think Progress, and Media Matters. And of course, we get more traffic than all of them as well, because at least we try to tell the truth and our message is not poisoned by political influences from either the left or the right. We're going to take a break shortly. We're going to get back to Bob Chapman. Again, the major issue at the moment on Infowars.com is this upcoming attack in Iran. Earlier I was talking to Brian Gerish about how the Israeli lobbies have actually got in with BBC and Sky News editors and made them, quote, change their narrative on Israel and Iran. So we're going to see a lot more of that. An article, big article on that coming up. Stay tuned. InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com.
Whatever winter activity you enjoy, from snowmobiling, snowshoeing, skiing, or camping, there's inherent danger that you may find yourself having to stay warm. Be ready with InstaFire, a revolutionary, safe, simple, and versatile fire starter. InstaFire is a patented blend of volcanic rock, wood pellets, and paraffin wax that gets a fire blazing in just minutes. InstaFire is self-sustaining fire that starts right on top of snow or water and even burns wet wood. Sound incredible? It is. Check it out at instafire.com. A must for any outdoor winter activity. InstaFire easily lights with matches or flintlock lighters, is environmentally friendly, stores easy, is lightweight, comes in a variety of sizes, and starts at $1.25 for a single pack or only $59.95 for a 5-gallon pail with free shipping. Go to instafire.com, spelled INSTA fire.com, or call 888-482-4868. That's 888-482-4868. Safe, simple, versatile. InstaFire.
There are limitless ways to go into business for yourself, but most involve substantial capital and risk. Our InfoWarsTeam.com operation is different. We promote premium quality health, energy, and skincare products using dynamic, caring personalities and state-of-the-art media technology to spread a powerful message of health, wealth, longevity, and freedom. This low-cost business opportunity is designed for full-time or part-time, so you can work as little or as much as you'd like. It is you that defines the reward level. Whether you are seeking a few $100 extra per month or a 6 or even 7-figure annual income, it's up to you. Want to find out more? Shoot an email with InfoWars Team in the subject line to InfoWars Team Coordinator MZ and tell him a little bit about yourself. That's the initials MZ at InfoWarsTeam.com. That's MZ at InfoWarsTeam.com. I only promote products that I truly believe in, and these are phenomenal. Whatever you do, visit InfoWarsTeam.com.
Introducing a diabetes breakthrough, an easy, natural, organic way to bring relief to diabetics. Introducing MDS Forte, a concentrated super-strength extract formulated for those who are looking for relief. What can MDS Forte do for you? MDS Forte reduces glucose levels safely and effectively, reduces cholesterol and triglyceride levels, increases HDL or good cholesterol while reducing LDL or bad cholesterol. MDS Forte reduces A1C, improves eyesight and circulation to the limbs, and helps with weight loss. Is non-toxic, caffeine-free, 100% natural, 100% organic, and comes with a 100% money-back guarantee. Waiting for the side effects disclaimers? With MDS Forte, there are none. Order a 25-day treatment of MDS Forte by calling 213-405-5355. 213-405-5355. Or visit bestbloodsupport.com. That's bestbloodsupport.com for MDS Forte, a diabetes breakthrough.
Welcome back. It's the final segment of the Money Bomb Marathon. You made it to the end, and we're talking to Bob Chapman of theinternationalforecaster.com. Bob, tell people how they can subscribe to the International Forecaster.
Well, the easiest way is probably to get a hold of the people at Midas, and that number is 877-479-8178. That's 877-479-8178. That's toll-free. And they will send you a copy, either of the email version or the hard copy version of the International Forecaster. And they also have a offering for a full 1-year free subscription. And the deal that they're offering, I think, is terrific. We have many people take advantage of it. And it's the purchase of one coin. I don't know the price of it today, but I'll guess at $360. And if you do that, and that's a very competitive price that they're offering them at, you can get a free 1-year subscription. So if you want to be a subscriber, that's certainly an inexpensive way to do it.
Now, I mean, we've got all this financial turmoil swirling. How can people best protect their wealth? What can they do to thrive and prosper even in these difficult times, Bob?
There's only one way, and that's to buy gold and silver coins, bullion, and shares. And that's it. I've been in the markets for 53 years. I owned my own brokerage firm for many years. I was in Wall Street for almost 30 years. And now I have a second avocation for 23 years, which is writing the International Forecaster. But that is the only way. Markets will go up and down. There'll be a lot of volatility. But if you look at history, you'll see that it is the only way for you to preserve your wealth. And that's really what you're trying to do. If you happen to make money at it, well, that's fine. But that's not the intention. The intention is wealth preservation.
And I mean, gold's taken a breather. It went up past 1,800. It's back to 1,750. When do you envisage the 2,000 level? Is it going to be next year or before the end of the year, Bob?
I think very much so that it'll be 2,000 to 2,200 by the end of the year. And usually January and February are very good months for gold. And so with that said, we have a shot at 2,500 or higher, maybe 3,000. And you always have to remember that the government's your enemy because they're in rigging those markets all the time. There are no free markets left. And it's not only gold and silver, but it's commodities and bonds and stocks worldwide. And so you're going to have to contend with that. And there's going to be a lot of volatility. So expect it. But there's nothing in which you can invest today that doesn't have volatility unless it's flat on its pants. And you could take real estate as an example. It's still going down. It'll continue to go down. It may not recover for 20 or 30 years. So you really don't want to be there for any reason. And so the safest place to be is in the gold and silver related venue.
Hey, guys, Alex Jones here, interrupting in customary fashion right at the end. I want to thank Bob Chapman. I want to thank Aaron Dykes. I want to thank Paul Watson. I want to thank the entire crew and everybody and all the folks that were here. I want to thank the people that have donated to the InfoWars, MoneyBomb.com. And I never even made my point, because I don't like asking for donations, that Red McCombs last week, Richard Reeves pointed this out to me, gave $6 million to the University north of Austin. What's the name of that university?